Hello everybody, it's Dan, your friendly fishmonger at dansfish.com. Today I'm going to take you around and do a tour and show you some new fish that are available. Almost all of these were sourced out of Europe, and most of these were sourced from basement breeders, hobbyists that like breeding fish and raise them in their basements. So you're getting mostly hobbyist braised fish from Europe. Hobbyist braised? It sounds like hobbyists are cooking fish. So most of these are hobbyist raised fish out of Europe. A few of them were bred and raised on farms, but a few of them might have been sourced from the wild. But most of what you're going to see here are hobbyist braised and reared by European hobbyists. So strap in, let's show you some really high quality fish. All right, let's start off with these beauties. These are some redback Manicapuru angelfish. I think these are fantastic. Each batch we've had has done pretty darn good, and I've been consistently impressed with the quality of this strain, color-wise, fin shape. It's a nice wild type angelfish that the breeders over there in Germany are being really careful with, working the lines really well, and coming up with just a nice solid angelfish that I think looks stunning, especially as it grows bigger and settles in and gets that, you know, nice orange red up on the top of the head and up the back, up the fin, up the dorsal fin there. So there you go, Manicapuru redback angelfish. Now here is another angelfish. These are Leopoldi. These were bred and raised in Europe. I'm confident they're the real deal. We've tried to bring Leopoldi in the past and brought them in wild collected, and some of our customers were like, I'm not sure that's really Leopoldi, and I couldn't tell one way or another. These, however, considering the source, I am confident are actually Leopoldi, and if you look at the head, they do kind of have that sloped head, kind of a bit more of a sloped curve up on the top of the head there down to the mouth. So I think these are the real deal. They're very hard to find. I was only able to bring 5 in, and it's one that I've wanted for a long time. So Pterophyllum Leopoldi, the Leopoldi angelfish. All right, here are some gold rams. I have a heck of a time finding good quality Microgeophagus ramirezi. So I've tried these out of Europe. They're going to be a bit more expensive. I think these are going to be about 17, 18 bucks, something like that, as opposed to, 10 to 13. But I think it's worth it to get good quality ones. The other ones are hit and miss. We have a decent supplier, but outside of Europe, even that supplier has problems sometimes. So I was like, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to go for the best of the best. And they're a little pricier, but so far I'm very impressed. So far we've had 0 problems with these. We haven't had to do anything. They just came in nice and healthy and happy. So these and the other rams I'm going to show you today, I think are going to do really well for you. So if you've had trouble with rams in the past and you like them, I would encourage you to try these. You'll pay just a little more, but I think it's going to be worth it. Oh geez, I just realized that the whole time there, we've been staring at my crotch because I'm wearing white pants and it's just reflecting and I'm holding it at the perfect angle. Okay, sorry folks. I will keep that in mind as we go through the rest of this video. I'll try to do less crotch. Okay, this is a killifish. This is one of the easiest killifish to keep and breed. So if you'd like to start with killifish, this is one I would highly recommend. And luckily, are they not only easy to keep and breed, they're also very colorful. These are the orange killifish. Orange killifish, that's very general. The orange lyre-tail killifish, or Apistogramma australi orange. They're also called Apistogramma australi gold. I honestly don't think there's any real difference between the gold and the orange. I think they both look the same, but Apistogramma australi orange is, I believe, what we're calling these. They're eating flake foods just fine, as you'll see up here. So that makes them really easy to keep and raise up. Now, if you want to breed them, the best thing to do is feed them frozen food and live food. You'll get a lot more eggs out of your females because they'll get all that extra protein and stuff for egg production. But they do just fine on flakes and pellets and stuff as well. So Apistogramma australe, beautiful, hardy, easy, and not super expensive if you're trying to get into killifish. Okay, on one of my live streams a couple weeks ago, Alex from the Secret History Living in Your Aquarium, aka Fish Story, asked me if I had seen the electric blue koi head or yellow head ram, and I had not. But there's a breeder in Europe that is developing them. So I brought some in from that breeder out of Europe, and I have to say, they really are quite pretty. Nice blue bodies with that iridescent blue, and then you have that yellow-orange head on them. So I really like these. These came in pretty good size. They're a little pricier than your average ram, but they're new to the hobby and they're good size, so all that, you know, equals a little bit more expensive fish. But so far, they're looking good and doing really well for us. So if you're enjoying this tour, you might just be the kind of person that would like to attend a live stream where we geek out about aquarium fish. If that's you, we do a live stream every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time here at the Dan's Fish channel on YouTube. Hope to see you there. All right, this is a fish that I was not going to bring in, but my supplier told me he knows a breeder in Europe that has the best ones in the world that he's ever seen. And this is someone that I trust, that I've worked with for years. And so I was like, okay, I'll try them. So I brought them in. These are checkerboard barbs, and I'm really glad I did. They truly are a very pretty little barb. There's a lot more red and orange on them than your other strains of checkerboard barbs. So I think he steered me correctly. I think these these ones think the food's gonna come at the top. These ones found it at the bottom. You gotta use your brain, guys. Look around, where's the food? Where's the food? Anyway, they're not too expensive and they look really, really nice. So if you like barbs and want one that's peaceful and has quite a bit of color in it, I think this is a good option for you. I neglected to clean the front glass on this tank. I apologize. There's a couple tanks on this row that I forgot to clean, but these are more tiger teddies. The supplier we've been getting these from is doing an awesome job. This breeder cranks these little guys out. This is a little miniature Livebearer. They're super tiny, and they get this handsome like orange dot surrounded by black on their sides as they grow and mature. A true little Nano Livebearer. Another tank whose front glass I forgot to scrub before I started the video, sorry about that, but you can still see these pretty good. These are Apistogramma nisonii, very similar to Panduro. Just a beautiful Apistogramma. Look at these, I love those contrasting dark patches against the yellows and the oranges and the other colors on these. I think nisonii is a really, really nice fish. But this is Apistogramma australe. This is the normal wild color. They call it chocolate, but in the wild, these are a fish that looks like this, brown with red dots, and then a nice colorful lyre tail. Nice colorful tips on the dorsal fin and the anal fin. This is the original kind of Apistogramma australe. So got to get a little bit more weight on them, but if you don't like the gold or orange variety, then these, they call them chocolates, will be coming soon. Okay, here are some super red bristlenose plecos, bushy nose plecos, but also we were able to get some of these Amano shrimp. These are what they're calling the gold Amano shrimp. So they are, they have a lot less brown and tan on them than your normal Amano shrimp. They're pretty pricey, they're brand new to the hobby. And here's some up here. But they look, you know, they're standard Amano shrimp, but in aquariums we've developed this different color phase. So if that seems interesting to you, we have a few available. This is our first time getting this variety of Amanos. We're just kind of testing them. But so far I'm not disappointed. They seem to be just as hardy and, you know, ready to eat algae as your standard Amano shrimp. The snails in here, for those that might be asking, are red pumpkin snails. A nerite type snail, I believe. New variety that I'd never seen available before, so I was like, yeah, let's try them, and I'm glad I did. They are a nice kind of bright orangey pumpkin-y color, so the name actually makes sense. Okay, here's another Apistogramma. This is McMasterii. Oh, I gotta sit down. Sorry, I forgot about my white pants. Okay, this is probably better. Here's Apistogramma McMasterii. This is the red shoulder, and you can see why they're called that. They have that nice bright orange red coloration up on the front of the body in the shoulder area, down through the gills onto the throat. One of the prettier, well, McMasterii in general are really pretty fish. There's lots of nice varieties. I have to say though, this one, when I walk by the aquarium, this one catches my eye. Maybe it's because they're against that nice white sand or something, but they pop out at me, and I always take a moment to stop and appreciate them as I'm going around the fish room. So, Apistogramma McMasterii, this is the red shoulder variety. By the way, folks are gonna ask what I'm feeding. The majority of what I'm feeding as I do this tour is the extreme monster pellet. I do that because when I put that pellet down there, it kind of stays in one spot, and the fish will come to that pellet, and it makes it easier to film. Now, these aren't doing it very well, but a lot of fish varieties will. So for anyone wondering what the food is, it's the extreme monster pellet, and you can get that at the Aquarium Co-op. We have a link in the description below. If you use that link to buy anything from the co-op, then we'll get a little piece of the action, and it helps us stay in business, and we would appreciate it. So that's it on this side of the warehouse. Let's head over and look at what's on the other side here. While we're doing that, if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like and subscribe. We're trying to grow this channel, and your help would be appreciated. Thank you. Here's another Apistogramma. This is Apistogramma trifasciata. When these color up, when the males come into their color, they truly are an absolutely stunning little apisto. Right now they're juveniles, so they aren't showing much of their coloration, but I've had them in before where they were older and a little more mature, and I really liked them. I thought they were just a stunning little fish. So there you go, Apistogramma trifasciata. If you're looking for one that isn't as commonly available as your agassizii and Cacatuoides and McMasterii, this one, a little less common, a little more specialized. Not more specialized, just something you don't see as often. Okay, these gems are another killifish. This is Epiplatys dejei. They're a killifish that has evolved to live at the surface, and they're basically shaped like a little pike. So a little miniature pike. Nice. They're also called the firemouth panchax or firemouth killy or orange chin killy, orange chin panchax. But their scientific name is Epiplatys dejei. And I love them. I love the nice bold colors on them. The males have a fiery orange chin. We might see one displaying here. When they display, they really fire that orange chin up. And this is one of the hardiest, easiest killifish to keep and breed. Just look how pretty that is. Got a lot of oranges and greens, a lot of iridescence on the scales. As you can see, they dry flake food just fine, not picky at all. They'll eat pretty much anything you put in the tank. So super easy to keep. These are the ones from Monrovia. That's the collection location out in Africa. Okay, here's another tank of new Apistogramma. These are Apistogramma Cacatuoides double reds out of Europe. And I'll just let the fish speak for themselves. Cacatuoides have been a favorite for a long, long time. Interesting fish. Neat finnage, something you're not seeing on here yet because these are still young, is the males will develop a very long extension on the fin rays towards the front of their dorsal fin. It looks like a cockatoo's crest, like that parrot. That's why they're called Cacatuoides. That's why their scientific name is basically the cockatoo apisto. Now these are young enough that they don't have that really developed, but with time it comes in. It's a pretty impressive feature. Here's one you don't see every day. This is Apistogramma banshai. These are young, but they're starting to get their color. You can see it right there, the red coming in on the tail of that little one. So smaller than we've had them in the past, but if you look at past videos or pictures on the website, you'll see kind of what they turn into as they settle in and color up. But the batch is doing really nicely. And these are going to turn into stunning fish as they grow. And they're different than most of your apistos. The females, here's a little female to the left of that food pellet there. They get a bright kind of bumblebee pattern on them when they're in spawning mode. Instead of yellow with a couple dark patches of black, they turn bright yellow with a bumblebee striping pattern. It's pretty interesting. Different than most apistos. Here's one of the varieties of Apistogramma agassizii. This is one of our most popular fish, one of our best sellers. This is the fire red. See that male there? That's just a young little youngster. That guy is 1.5 inches. And you can already see the beautiful reds coming in and that beautiful kind of contrasting iridescence on the margins of the tail fin. So that's what makes this one of the most, one of our most popular apistos. They're nice bright coloration. We've had many batches of these from this supplier, and they do a great job. So I'm confident these are gonna just do really well for you, really hardy fish. These are corrydoras paleatus. This is the high-finned variety. You can see how tall that dorsal fin is. They're chowing down on some extreme monster pellets. They love this stuff. The important thing with corys is feed them a lot. They need a lot of food. And you don't want to keep them with other fish that get to the food a lot quicker than they will, or they won't have enough time to get a full meal. So with corys, food is key. If you give them a lot of good food, then they're going to grow big and fat and sassy and reward you forever. They're a long-lived fish. They shoal around in large groups, and they're just little clowns. They're delightful. Add that nice, tall, extended finnage to them, and they're a really pretty nice little option, I think, for a catfish. Speaking of catfish, this is the black Venezuelan cory. Again, give them tons of food. These guys come out of Europe. This is another one where we've tried many suppliers trying to get good ones, and we stick with the European breeders pretty much because they do the best. Now, if there's any hobbyists in the United States here listening, if you breed fish, we would love to buy fish from you. If you breed black Venezuelan corys especially, that's one that's difficult for us to find and meet our demand. So instead of bringing them in from European breeders, we'd love to source them locally from the United States, but it's not a lot of folks that breed these in quantity. If you do, however, feel free to reach out. hello@dansfish.com. That's HELLO@dansfish.com, and we'll see if we can work out a deal. We pay 25% of the retail costs landed. So if we sell it for $8, we need to get it for $2 landed. Now this fish is a little more expensive, but just as an easy example, that's how it works. Oh, look at them go. It's like, they're so excited. They get so excited and frisky at feeding time. Another high-finned or long-finned variety of corrydoras catfish. These are Aeneas, but check out the finnage on these things. These are not your standard Aeneas. Look at the nice, long, big dorsal fins. This line has been treated right. They have obviously taken the time to develop not just long fins, but make it so they're not like long and stringy and gross. These are like nice and long and elegant and full. So it's kind of that difference between the high quality, high fin swordtails and those other strains of high fin swordtails that are like stringy and not great. That's kind of the difference between these and your average industry high fin corrydoras Aeneas. These are really good looking. I'd recommend these all day long. Okay, this is arguably the prettiest fish on the planet. Saltwater, freshwater, I don't care. This might be the prettiest fish ever. This is Nothobranchius racovii, or racovii. These are the Beara population. That's their collection location. For all you purists that want to know which strain you're getting. And just an absolutely stunning, beautiful, wondrous little gem of a fish. I absolutely love this fish, and I've loved it since I was a kid. This is an all-time favorite for me. I like Nothobranchius, and racovii holds a special place in my heart. I'll never forget the first time I saw a picture of these in a fish book in the library. They like captured my imagination, and 30 years later, they're still capturing my imagination. This is an amazing, amazing creature. Okay, check these out. Look at these swordtails. What a good looking fish this is. These are the pastel comets. One that you don't see very often, nice black edging to the tail fin with pretty bright yellows and oranges. I almost want to say there's maybe gesturing towards a little bit of pink on some of them, but I'll stick with yellows and oranges with that black contrast. Just make these a really pretty swordtail. So here's one you don't see very often. The variety seems to be fairly new, and the quality on this strain seems to be really high. All right, this apisto is Apistogramma agassizii. These are the double reds. So they have red on the tail, and they also have red on the dorsal fin and anal fin. So maybe they should be called triple reds. I don't know. I don't know who comes up with these things. But anyway, very nice fish. I don't think they catch my eye quite as much as, say, the red shoulder McMasteri, but I'm keeping these in, black aquariums. The bottoms and sides are all painted black. So if I had some light colored sand in here, some gravel in here or something, then they might pop perfectly. So a lot of how a fish looks depends on, the environment it's in. Is it against green plants? Is it against white sand? Is it against just black? That all makes a difference on the right fish to choose for your particular aquarium. But so I don't mean to down talk them. I'm just trying to say certain fish do better and not do better. Certain fish look better in certain setups. Here's another killifish. This is one of the first African annual killifish that most people keep and breed. This is Nothobranchius gunthrii. This is the normal wild type coloration, or they call it Nothobranchius gunthrii red, but really that's just what they look like in the wild. Very, very pretty fish. Like, it is hard to go wrong with the Nothobranchius genus. Oh, I got a lot of glare there, so I'll come back here and get in on him. Just each one is prettier than the last. Although Rakavai, I think, might be my all-time favorite. So if you're not in the market for live fish, but you might need fish food or fish supplies, check out aquariumcoop.com. We are an affiliate partner with aquariumcoop.com. And if you go to the link down in the description and click that and purchase anything there, we'll get a little cut of that sale, which helps us stay in business. So we would appreciate that. Plus also, Corey and the folks over at Aquarium Co-op, they're just good people. So I like supporting them. Okay, here is another wild type angelfish. This is also out of Germany. This is the red spot angelfish from Essequibo. Essequibo or Essequibo? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, another one of those beautiful wild type angelfish. I really think the wild type angelfish are just awesome. Each location looks a little different. And so you can have a fish room of just wild type angelfish and turn that into a complete hobby on its own. There's a lot of different varieties. And some people do that. Some people specialize in just wild types. If you add Altum angels to the mix, now you've got a whole bunch to play with. This is a fish I haven't had in for 2 years, maybe, something like that. It used to be readily available. This is Danio Tinwinnie, the Tinwinnie Danio. Small little nano Danio with really bright gold iridescence in distinct spots. Really active, nice community fish. Used to have them all the time. Then suddenly you couldn't find them anymore, and I honestly don't know why. Alex from Fishery, if you're listening, do you know why? Was there some kind of conflict in the area? Something must have happened. Couldn't find them forever. Finally found a group in Germany and brought those in out of Aquarium Glaser, or Glazer, however you say it. And this is the result. These guys, they're doing fantastic for us. But this is one that I would like to have in stock all the time because I think it's one of your perfect little nano fish and just beautiful little hardy, easy fish. But really hard to get these days. I am absolutely thrilled to finally have these in again. This is Aplochilus blocki. It's a small little kind of panchak species from, I believe these are from Sri Lanka. It might be India, but I believe Sri Lanka. Have had them in the past several times. Again, haven't been able to find them forever. Finally got another group of them. Aquarium Glaser out of Germany is able to get some stuff that you just can't get anywhere else. It's really hard to find. And so I brought these in from Aquarium Glacier. I'll put a little bit of food in there and see if we can get a feeding frenzy going on to show you. Because that's always fun. These guys are eating well on flakes and pellets and frozen food and live food. They're not picky at all. And if I can get in there and show you, they still have some coloring up to do, but the males have extensions on the fins. They have nice gold and yellow patterning and a lot of spots on the body. I don't know if they're coming through on camera. And by the way, these guys still have a little coloring up to do, but I think it's a really neat little kind of nano killifish. And here are their cousins. This is Aplochilus panchax. This is one of the original killifish to be kept and breeding in aquariums. It's been around forever. It's a favorite of many, many a killifish keeper. These are about as hardy as you can get, as easy to breed and raise as you can get in a killifish. So really good beginner's fish. And don't let their just tan coloration fool you. As the males develop, they'll get nice red spots on the body, they'll get a lot of color on the fins, and they'll get a nice margin of black that contrasts that color. In fact, we have one here, see that big one there? It's just starting to kind of show that off. They'll come in yellow, they'll come in white, they'll come in orange, lots of different colors on the finnage of these guys. As those who have been following us for a while know, we've had a hard time finding a supplier that has consistently healthy panda corys. I'm happy to say though that we have found a breeder that seems to do a good job. We had a batch from them before, they did amazing. So this is the second group we've got from them to try them. So far they're a week and a half through the quarantine period and they're doing awesome. And I think as long as the quality stays up, that this might be our main supplier for corrydoras panda, because I've literally tried everyone else and I can't find them to be of consistent quality anywhere else. Speaking of amazing corrydoras, I don't know if they'll stay still. Okay, I'm getting them in focus. We have another group of corrydoras equus. Same breeder as our last batch. They're doing fantastic. And yeah, really thrilled to have this rare, extremely pretty corrydoras catfish available again. Corrydoras equus. In our experience, this breeder does an amazing job. The fish have been very hardy. We don't have losses from this breeder. They eat all the aquarium foods. I'm sorry, I know they're kind of behind that Java moss there, so hopefully you can still see them okay. But anyway, nice to have a really good source for these. Now we were only able to bring a few more in. Last time I ordered, I pretty much bought them out, and they told me at that time they wouldn't have any available probably until September of 2024. But it looks like they had a few left, so we were able to get just a few more. And I know that sounds so salesy. I'm not saying that to try to pressure any sales. Don't purchase these, you know, if you don't really want them right now and don't have a space set up for them to take care of them properly right now. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to share the information the breeder gave me so that people know I might not be able to get more from this breeder until the fall of this year. Of course, I hope they don't make me a liar. I hope they're not like, oh, we have 500 more. We were just saying that. So I would buy them all. I don't know, but I doubt it. Either way, they're here. They're awesome. I don't know when more will be available. Let's keep it at that. Here's the last variety of ram that we brought out of Europe. And this is the German blue ram, the standard Microgeophagus ramirezi, or is it ramirezi? I'm not quite sure where to put the accent. Just like the other two groups that I showed you before, these have been very hardy. They're a little pricier, but they're not completely out of range. I think we're talking somewhere between $16 and $19, something like that. So they're more expensive than your industry standard rams, but those breeders in Germany do a good job. So that's what we're trying. And so far, I'm very pleased that we have tried because I think they are doing fantastic. And last but not least, We're able to get another group of these in out of Germany. I'm so glad that Aquarium Glacier is carrying these, because it's the only place so far that we've been able to find consistently decent Histatus. Beautiful little dwarf cory, very difficult to find, but I think this will be our 4th batch bringing them in from Germany, and I think they're doing really well. If you've got this fish from us, would you put down in the comments how it's doing for you? My impression is that they're doing well for people, but you know, I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Have you got these from us? How long ago did you get them? And how are they doing? Johnny took some of these home and he's breeding them, so I know they're breedable in aquariums. Hopefully we can get a bunch produced here in the United States and not have to bring them in from Germany anymore. That would be awesome. But there they are, corrydoras Histatus. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I want to thank all of our customers. We really appreciate you. It's amazing to me that I get to do this for a living. This is my dream job. I get up every day excited to go to work, and I couldn't do it without my customers. So thanks to everyone here that purchases fish at dansfish.com. If you're a member of the YouTube channel, thank you so much for your support there. Thanks to all the members. Anyway, until next time, I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.